What's up, guys? This is yours truly. This is Chjazze Warmington. Yay! AKA All That Chjazze, AKA Lupus Slayer. So, I wanted to tell you guys about myself because a lot of people always ask me, like, what do you do? Who are you, woman? Like, you just see to appear out the blue, like, give us some kind of answers or something. We're curious. Okay. Well, you got to roll your tongue. You got to say it like they do in church, like the preacher. Well, that means you mean business, that you're ready for that. Give a very nice and educated response and answer. Okay, so that's what that means when you go, well. Have to make your face look like this. This is me, you're serious. This is a serious matter here, okay? Very serious here. Well, about myself is, let me stop clowning. I can't help it. I'm really goofy, you guys. Woo! That's something you definitely going to learn about me. And I'm a very goofy, silly person, okay? But on a serious note, I'm actually a single mom. I'm so proud of my son, single mom. I am the daughter of a beautiful, sensational, magnificent, wonderful philanthropist, humanitarian mother who gives to the point where, you may have to like restrict her and tell her it's okay to say no because she don't know how to say no. So that's why I'm here. I'm the voice of reason for her. I'm that angel that sits on, angel that sits on the right shoulder to tell her it's okay. You don't have to always give to show the love of God. It's okay to say no sometimes, Say no. But then I be having the little horns on this shoulder, the left shoulder. They be like, nah, just let them use her. Let them use her, take advantage of her. She'll learn one day. If she don't learn, oh well. I came off the shoulder. But anywho, but that's just a general stuff. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, actually out on the outskirts of Atlanta, in one of the DeKalb County cities. And I do a lot of philanthropy work right now. I have a campaign. It's called the Gloves On campaign, and I'm advocating for people with chronic illnesses and diseases and disabilities. My campaign is so important to me. It's as important to me as my entertainment company, which is Z Entertainment Networks, LLC. And that's why I abbreviate it as NHEEZ. A lot of people thought I was trying to match this popular magazine in Atlanta, but it wasn't. I don't know. I think I probably had my name. I don't know if I had my name before them, but it's really close. The only difference is the very first letter, but everything else is spelled just alike. But that's their spelling. Mine is actually, like a jargon or abbreviation or initials. That's the proper term. It's the initial of my actual entertainment company. So, but my philanthropist and advocacy work is more important than anything, right? Especially at this point in stage in my life. And the reason why it's so important and passionate, and I'm so passionate about it, is because I have learned through experience. I'm one of those type of people that do feel like experience gives you a better outlook on things. It makes you more compassionate. It helps you to be more understanding, more considerate, and it gives you a different sense and perspective on things than someone who has never experienced it. But even though they have a good heart, they know that this may be a good thing, or I mean not be the best situation or the best thing for a person until they actually go through it and realize and understand what people deal with who are actually dealing with those exact situations and issues. It gives them a different perspective, and it opens their eyes even the more. I've always been a very compassionate person. I've always been a charitable person, always been a giving person, a loving person, for the most part. Now I get my ways now that you got, don't set me on fire now. And you're going to see a alternative side of a sister, okay? But, with my nonprofit, but with my advocacy work, this campaign, Gloves On, the campaign is like, it's time to put on your gloves, it's time to fight. You know, as boxers do when it's time to fight, they square out, they put on their gloves. They don't take their gloves off to fight. They keep them on, even though they do have, you know, the I should know, dang, I used to want to be one of those fighters. MMA, whatever fighters. One of them, would they fight with their bare hands? Yeah, I used to want to do that. Whew, I had issues. Yeah, I had some serious psychological issues. I was going through it. But I realized going through my illnesses, how hard and how difficult it is for people to actually get help. And it's really sad that in this country, this nation, people who really need disability and really need medical care and medical help cannot get it. It's like they see you through so much unnecessary changes. You're already sick, you're already dealing with things, and then they see you through all these unnecessary changes. So I actually do advocacy work to hopefully change the process, especially with disability, because I don't feel like any court should have the say-so to override your medical records, especially when you have a consistent history of a, you know, disabling condition and illness that it has clearly shown that, you know, these are the symptoms of it, this is what it causes, you know, it's high risk for this person to be trying to do certain things. I think, you know, no judge should have the right to then disregard everything that your medical history and records and doctors have shown on a consistent basis and tear you down for disability. So I'm trying to find a way that will eliminate the courts. And one of the ways that I came up with is just being able to go directly through Social Security without the court. I believe once you have your doctors, if you know, say get 2-3 different opinions from 2 or 3 doctors that's specialists in that particular area of medicine, of medical issue, and if they all come to agreement and then they all sign off on that paperwork, then that should be more than enough for you to get your disability. So that's one of the ways that I'm really trying to wean the court out of it. And I think it's all about money in a way. You know, the courts get paid for that, you know. So the state is always, you know, an agenda. But to get money from the federal government, that is, to support them with that. And then they can just really take that money and delegate it somewhere else like they always do. That's why every time every state, when they get audited, it's always 10 millions plus dollars that are suddenly unaccountable for, lost, misplaced, mishonored, miscellaneous, and they don't have no idea where it went to. We know where it went to. You stop playing dumb in here. Moving along. But that's something that I'm actually doing, working on now, and that's so crucial to me. Again, because of the experience that I may have personally had going through disability and battling illnesses and chronic diseases and illnesses myself, which 2 of the most aggressive ones that I deal with is called lupus, SLE, with mixed connected tissue disease. Misconnected tissue disease. It doesn't just affect the immune system, the autoimmune system. It also affects my body tissue, my muscle tissues. It breaks it down and makes me very weak, where I can't, sometimes I struggle picking up something like this lip gloss. This is very light. We all know that, right? But there's times I can't even pick this up. I have no strength in my body. Like, I know it sounds ludicrous, especially seeing me sitting here like this, and I'm holding this with no problem, at ease. Well, there comes a lot of moments, a lot of times where I can't even hold this. I can't even form my hand to grip, because it not only does it make me weak, but it can also cripple me with the rheumatoid arthritis, because it causes rheumatoid arthritis. So a lot of times I have problems holding things. I stumble a lot when I'm holding things. I drop things a lot, and so that has become a norm, unfortunately for me, in my situation with battling these chronic illnesses and diseases. So I definitely want to make sure that I definitely continue to push for that, and I really need you all support. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put a link up in this video. I know you can't click on it, but it's I'm going to also put it in the post so that you all can click on it and you can go to it and you can sign a petition, so you'll know what it's for. Now, what this petition is for, it is to have a chronic disease, illness, and disability support act. And I gave you a little briefing of it, but when you go and you read it, I know it's a lot of information, but please take your time out to read it so you can understand it, because with illnesses like chronic illnesses, you also have to have it's also necessary to have an eco-friendly environment to live in, especially when you can't control the ozone like that. But inside your own home, it's very crucial that you are able to not have as much dust mites and things like that, because those are triggers and it can flare up, and it's easy for you to get respiratory infections or have respiratory issues as a result of that. Like me now, like I'm actually I'm struggling to breathe, and I don't know if you all can hear that, but this is a norm. This is what I go through, and I also have the chronic asthma too. So when you have multiple chronic illnesses and diseases, and when one acts, the other ones, it provokes the other ones to counteract or to act up too. So now you're dealing with multiple issues. So that is something that I want you all to click on the link. That's why I'm asking you guys, to click on the link in the post, this post on this video, above this video, and go sign that petition so that the laws can be passed, where we can get the kind of service and help that is necessary. Had it not be necessary, then I won't be going so hard for it. But it is a necessity, and I see that it's a necessity. That's why you have a lot more and more people now, unfortunately, especially women, melanin women particularly. We have the highest rate in number of lupus. You got, as far as like group of people, and we have the highest rate to die from this chronic debilitating disease, and it does claim the lives of quite a few melanin women in a year. Several of us, hundreds, thousands of us in a year time frame. Okay, so definitely want to make sure that we're advocating for that and getting the help that we need in this nation.